Good evening, Aquarius. We have some teensy tiny blue flowers for you and some pink flowers too. Not sure what they are. I think some of you said they were forget-me-nots, but I could be wrong about that. We are going to use the Crystal Visions Tarot deck tonight. We haven't used this deck in such a long time. And I've already shuffled this deck for you. But we're going to give it a few extra swishes as usual. And we're going to lay out a Celtic cross. And we're going to ask what Spirit wants you to know. So I think I'm going to do 3 more. And 2 more. 1 more. All right. We'll just take it right off the deck. That's an interesting card as an issue. There you are. So this is definitely your reading. Oh, wow. I have to resist the temptation to talk about the cards till we get them all out. Amazing. 1, 2, 3 major arcana so far and 2 aces, which is very significant. Interesting. Nice. Clarify the outcome, please. Oh, wow. All right, bottom of the deck. This is really, really cool. All right, so just before we continue, I'll take the bottom of the deck out. I want to clarify the 10 of Wands, please. Thank you. Oh, wow, another 10. Okay. All right, so I just want to talk about the bottom of the deck first. So you have been coming out in Queen of Wands energy quite a lot lately. In this deck, it is especially complementary because it means that there's actually a quote from the Crystal Visions deck which describes the Queen of Wands as being able to soar like an eagle. That's why there's an eagle in this card. And the quote finishes, which allows her to inspire others. So I believe that you are inspiring others. Now, let's go to the issue, Aquarius. We have the Hanged Man. So a Pisces could be at issue. Waiting could be at issue. Seeing things from another perspective could be at issue. Somebody else getting the point or having an epiphany could be at issue. Waiting for someone to sort of have a spiritual upgrade could be at issue, but it is a major arcana card, and it does have to do with waiting and allowing yourself to get a new perspective and an aha, an epiphany moment. Something, a situation, I believe that's in this in this spread could be temporarily in suspension, all right, but not for long, because I believe what it has to do with is you. First of all, you're coming up as the challenge. Now, there's 2 energies that I'm getting here. Number 1 is that you could actually be a challenge for somebody else. I think that is one of the energies. But for you, Aquarius, I believe the challenge is taking the next step, because the Fool here, of course, the idea of the Fool in this card is that there is always another step that can be taken. The Fool usually crosses boundaries. So there is something. We've got 2 10s and a Wheel of Fortune behind you. and some aces, which tells me that there's an idea here of a cycle completing and a new one beginning. I do believe that this mainly is a love reading. So I do think that it will be a challenge for you in the very near future to take a risk with your heart, to take that extra step. I know that many of you like to sort of have an idea as to how something will go before you invest your heart. But I don't think you need to in this situation. And here's why. As you know, what's reigning the reading is, we usually consider that position to be the highest that can be obtained in the situation. Well, you have an ace, and not only that, but you have an ace of cups. It's interesting because those pink flowers kind of look like these pink flowers, eh? Anyway, in this deck, you'll notice that the cup is full. And in this deck, the Ace of Cups represents a new love situation, a new love coming in, and an expression of emotion. It can also represent in this deck a renewal of a love situation. So it is more than possible for a love situation to renew here. In the recent past, which is a great place to have the Wheel of Fortune, because this, in fact, I said we had 2 tens, we've got 3 tens. Aquarius, it's quite significant to have 3 tens in a reading, all right? The Wheel of Fortune being behind you it's a great place to have the wheel, because it suggests that something, change has started, the wheel has started to turn. And whether you realize it or not, it's going to turn. Something is already in motion. The train has left the station. And having the Wheel of Fortune behind you in a spread like this tells me that there will not be a repetition of the old. For example, you're not going to get more of the same. Something is going to change. Okay, and that could be why your challenge is taking a risk. Why am I so confident about this? Because what's grounding the reading is another ace. Aces are they are the most powerful cards in the minor arcana, and there's only 4 aces. You've got an Ace of Wands and an Ace of Cups. No swords or pentacles. This is about love. This is about love and passion. In this deck, the Ace of Wands suggests to be open to a new creative venture and to put your fears aside. So having 2 aces, an ace grounding the reading and an ace crowning the reading, especially when we have cups and wands, especially given what we have coming up in the near future, this very much suggests a love reading, and to put your fears aside, take this risk when it comes along, and it is coming along in the very near future, which I'm going to go to right now. The wonderful thing about the 10 of Wands in this deck is that the person on this horse, it's not you, it's a hunter. And I specifically wanted to clarify what that hunter was looking for. Before I began the reading, you'll recall I wanted to clarify that card. Here's what the hunter is looking for. The 10 of Cups. So remember that this is a card of love, romance. It's a card of total emotional fulfillment. In this card, there is nothing unfulfilled. So it's interesting that this card didn't come out by itself for the very near future. But do you know why it didn't? Because it depends on how you react. I believe, and that's why the Fool turned out in your position of challenge. You are your own challenge, taking a risk, going that extra step. And notice how she's not looking where she's stepping. What she's doing is she's just trusting. She's actually looking back and she's taking that step forward. She's not asking for a reading on whether or not I should invest in this before I go on a date with this person, or before I allow myself to fall in love with this person. Can you tell me, Amabella, if this is going to work out? Nope, I'm not gonna. I don't have to. It will. All right, so I have to tell you, there is a lot of Sagittarius in this reading. This guy, this hunter or woman, or it doesn't matter what gender, but the person is in masculine energy, is a Sagittarius. This is a card of Sagittarius. This is a card of Sagittarius. And have a look at the King of Wands here. Now, it's not very often. It's a pretty cool card, eh? I love the way the lion is smiling. It's not very often that I pick up a good energy from the King of Wands, but I am right now. And in this reading, he is to be read in the upright position. So in this deck, we have fire and strength. We have this dragon and this lion here. This person is very inspirational, and also spiritual and a visionary. So he's also a force to be reckoned with. So he or she. So there's a very strong suggestion of Sagittarius energy coming toward you. If it's not a Sagittarius, this person has either their moon or their rising, or a very strong Sagittarius placement in their chart. Now I know that this could be a new kind of a situation for you, because you guys are usually either with Leo or Scorpio, or sometimes a Libra, sometimes, or Pisces, but sometimes other signs. But take this risk. The outside influences again. So, of course, this could be a Virgo or a Gemini, but we've got the Magician. So this is an outside influence. All right. So I believe these reflect the qualities of this person coming in. So this person could be someone who has never been married, even though they're up in their age, whatever that means these days. This person could know a little about everything. There's an idea of Mercury is a heavy element in this card, so they're usually a very, very interesting to listen to, a good communicator. It's a very powerful card in this deck as well. In this deck, when this card comes up, in the Crystal Visions deck, there's also a reminder to grasp opportunities as they come. So there's a big theme here of being open to taking a risk, to something new. There's an idea here of timing, that something is coming in. When I say timing, it's like there's an exact moment. Try to be open to whatever's going on in your life. For example, if you get a flat tire, embrace it, because this is exactly the kind of situation that would lead you to this person. Okay? There's something here about timing. This opportunity is already, it's like it's set on the timeline right now. So just try to be open. There's an idea of being open to new opportunities, grasping it up, being ready to grasp the opportunity. And that could be why the Hangman was there. Look at things from a different perspective. Things are not, you're not going to be waiting much longer. There's going to be, whatever's in suspension right now is not going to be in suspension for much longer. Your hopes and fears are coming up, and I think that's a fear, the Knight of Wands. And why wouldn't you be? This is exactly what you don't want. It's a card of Leo. It's somebody who's, they're not as mature as the King of Wands. So this person, perhaps they might be a bit young. Perhaps when you meet this person, they come across with too much enthusiasm, gusto, or energy, and you're worried that they're going to be in that energy. But in this reading, the position is not in touch with reality, because it's either a hope or a fear, which means that it reflects what we're hoping or fearing. So if you're hoping for someone with gusto, you're going to get it, because this person has these qualities. But remember that it's the refined, it's the King of Wands, not the Knight of Wands, that's coming in here. And if you need any more reassurance, your position in the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles, which, if you're looking to get married, this is a married woman. This is you being very comfortable, very well off, and you've still got your spiritual crystals there, and your beautiful pentagram, and you're looking very comfortable and different. You're dressing the way you want to dress and very connected to the earth. When I wanted to further clarify, I wanted further clarification, and you know that I always stop whenever I do that. When we get the High Priestess, it's tarot telling us, that's up to the divine. This is the unknown, but it's a beautiful unknown. It also says, your intuition, it tells you so. I absolutely love this card, the High Priestess and the Crystal Visions. Whenever anyone thinks of you as the High Priestess, you must take it as an incredible compliment. She's considered to be the unattainable woman. She knows everything. She's also extremely psychic, and her intuition is dead on. So rely on your intuition. I want to get a message from the message deck. Remember, this could be a renewal. Usually these messages are, I thought something popped there. Something did. I'm clearing my life of obstacles that are affecting this connection. So this could represent the hunter, doing his best, almost there. And this could be why there's a little bit of a delay. I want to be with you. I just need time to sort my life first. So that could explain why there's a bit of a delay. Somebody could be sorting their life. Now, what did I say about the High Priestess? Telepathic bond. So this could be somebody that you have not met yet, and you may just sense that they're coming in. And remember, it could also be a renewal. All right. So if this has to do with somebody that you already know, having a telepathic bond is a very strong indicator, by the way, of twin flames. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. And Aquarius, if you've made it this far, would you please ensure that you are already subscribed? And if not, please subscribe and please hit like, because it really helps the reading have a broader range. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Let me know what you think.